Hello. Been out with Adrian again. He's not been very happy today. He's sort of had some reason he's been crying a lot, but he's settled down now. I thought I'd tell you about the difficulty I had trying to get some referees for his British citizenship application. I wasn't born in Britain, I was born in Zambia. I lived there for the first 5 years of my life, and although I've never been Zambian, I've always been British. I'm still British by descent, I'm not British by birth, and that means I can't pass on my British citizenship to my son Adrian because he was born abroad as well. So my immigration referee said I needed 2 referees to support his British citizenship application. And the first one had to be a British person of professional standing who knew me personally, and that wasn't difficult. That was my best mate. He owns his own pest control company. It's a limited company and he's a director, so he qualified. But the second person had to be somebody who's professionally concerned with Adrian's welfare. That person didn't have to be British. But that could be somebody like a teacher or a vicar or a priest or a social worker, but in the circumstances, most likely person would be somebody who worked at the hospital or a clinic. But when Adrian was born, I couldn't find anybody who would sign his form, and I tried again about 3-4 weeks later when Adrian went in for some vaccinations, and nobody would sign the form then neither. And I didn't want to hawk around different hospitals and clinics because they might ask why nobody would sign the form where he was born. And that's a good question. So eventually my immigration lawyer said we can use a second British referee who knows me, but I found that difficult to find as well because either they disapproved of what I was doing, like one of my best mates who's very religious, he totally disapproved of it and wouldn't help. His friend, he owns his own company, but he's a lone trader, so he couldn't do it. I asked another friend from my running group, who's a teacher, but she felt uncomfortable. I asked nobody else from that club, that group, wanted to do it neither. I asked a friend of my brother's who's a journalist, she felt uncomfortable doing it. I asked a friend of my family's, she was keen on doing it, but she didn't have the credentials. I asked my stepmother's sister, she has an OBE, she used to work in the civil service, she would have been great, but she's too closely related. And eventually I did find 2 people. One was an ex-army officer, but he'd been dishonourably discharged decades ago because of his homosexuality, but that didn't matter anymore, so he could sign it, but unfortunately he didn't sign in the other form with all his details, and when I tried to find him, he seemed to have gone on holiday because I couldn't get in contact. But then my mother found somebody, and he was somebody I met at my stepfather's local pub, and I probably recognised him by sight, but I can't put an end to a face. But he's got a medical qualification, so he qualified to be a referee. So he sent in the referee form and the details, and so we got the application underway. But it's ridiculous. And got another problem. Was that when Adrian was born, my immigration lawyer sent me this form from the passport office, and it said things like for a surrogate to sign, and it felt like I'm this person, I'm divorced, I'll give him permission for Adrian to be taken out of the country and to obtain British citizenship. And she wouldn't sign it because she hadn't been paid a fee yet. And then she did get paid a fee, and in return for that, a whole bunch of documents I received, and they said things like she was divorced and she gave permission to take British citizenship and everything. So I didn't think I needed this form, but now a few weeks ago my immigration lawyer asked me what about this form. So now I'm worried that I do need it, and it's a bit of a concern because I'm not 100% sure that surrogates will be willing to sign it, and well, I'll have to find that out soon. So speak to you later. Bye.